Do you have any books that you don't mind me putting in the washing machine? Hello, I too read books. For the Aurelium Autumn Equinox, I need to read some books for Jack, my little dwarf guy who's resetting his 3rd year as a Beastmaster, because I didn't pay attention last year. The 5th of September, I have done absolutely nothing, and I've also now realised that one of the books I wanted to read, I've confused November with September. So Strength of the Few was going to be one of the ones I picked. I need to find another one now. I have done a sort of half-assed plan. Actually, maybe 3/4 assed. I've done a little bit. The books I'm going to read are going to be these ones. Yes, Autumn Equinox. These are my plans. Yes. Right, my plan. Elemental Studies. I need an O. And the prompt is water on the cover. Animal Studies. I need an O, a Q, and a D. So I need a debut book, I need a sequel, and then I need the last or most recent version. So the easiest way that I found to do that is to read these again. That is a debut, a really good one, Gideon the Ninth. This is a sequel, Harrow the Ninth, also very, very good. And then there is Nona the Ninth, which is the most recent one so far, because we will get a Lecto eventually. These will all be rereads. Nothing in the readathon said I had to read new books, so nothing new will be learned. So that should cover these. Now, for Alchemy, sun on the cover. I'm gonna do something involving water on the cover and then sun on the cover. And I was gonna do that with Strength of the Few, but now I need to find a new book because it's November. November isn't September. Restoration, I need a book with a single POV, and I also need one from a random country. So I've done the random country generator, and I really struggled to find anything from Liechtenstein, Fiji, Albania, or Togo. So for Brazil, with Day Tripper. And for single POV, because I found it very difficult to find a book that is like clear. I can't think of any. My brain is small today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a scroll. I'm going to use this one. Scroll of replacement. The Archivist's book for the month. Babel. Babe, do you pronounce it Babel or Babel? You say Babel. I'm going to say Babel then. One that will have both water on the cover and then both sun on the cover as well. I forgot that you could see me in the corner here. Where? Yeah. What are you reading, Momo? Where? Submit. Roll over. Meow. I'm gonna pick this one. Delicious in Dungeon. This one will work. I like these. Big fan of the animated series. And Senshi. No, Momo. Sir, no. Meow. I'm going to draw on you. I'm going to draw something. These ones go under Animal Studies. Locked Tomb for restoration, a single POV. I'm going to use a scroll of redirection. And instead, I'm going to pick Babel. For random country, Brazil was the choice. So, Brazil. It is Day Tripper. Right, let's work this out though. I can't come up with something. Probably listen to them all on audiobooks. However, one thing I'm going to do for Gideon, Harrow, and Nona, I'm going to occasionally read bits because I have no idea how to write any of the names of any of the characters. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to learn the characters. I'm going to make a note of that one. So while I do this, make a little bonus exercise for myself, for a little activity during these. Something to do with bones. I can make a soup during this one. So I'll maybe go for a burger. Because there's, if I remember right, there's a t-shirt with a burger on it that's important in that. Skeletons. Baldur's Gate maybe. Do a necromancy run. I could draw some little skeletons, actually. Draw some spooky things. Skeleton art. It's all coming together. I have this many days. It is the 6th, and I'm going to begin. I'm going to reread this. It's the 6th, right, babe?
Heir to the House of the Ninth, Reverend daughter of Triaba. Peliamina Novenarius, her mother, Reverend mother of Triaba. Priam Hark Nomius Vianus, her father, Reverend father of Triaba. Authors.
I also realised I think almost every shot has been in focus, so Gintara's going to have fun with this. We're in chapter 11, and I had totally forgotten how funny this book is. Little doodles. I have, however, had to sit myself up in the office because I've lost my earpods. Don't know where they are. In this way, it doesn't distract or annoy Gintara. Okay, it is the 9th. Check my watch because my watch has the date on it. Gideon the 9th has been completed. The reread is over. I forgot so much about it, so it's really good to be able to go through it all again, especially because there's bits and pieces that I've got a new appreciation for, knowing what happens in Harrow the Ninth and Nona the Ninth. So I'm going to be moving directly, immediately, onto Harrow the Ninth, because having this all fresh in my mind is going to be great for picking together the kind of fever dreamy, hang on, why is she thinking this way? Hang on, why is she remembering it that way? I think I'm really going to enjoy it. And you've got a nice normal angle of me here. Oh, and I added a tiny bit to my notes as I went through. Some of the quotes were really good. But unfortunately, I don't think it's that legible. But we have Magnus, new Magnus. Because it's the audiobook I listen to, and Moira Quirk is fucking amazing. I have all the little voices in my head. And we have Kane in-house. We have a Bone Golem. We have the Ianthe in the middle. Silas, Octokizaron, and Calm Ash. That was his name. I've remembered half of them. It's good. I was really bad with the names the first time around. I'm just regular bad this time around. And so it begins. So, it's 2 days and maybe 21 chapters after finishing Gideon, and I've started Harrow the Ninth. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to stop taking notes because the notes aren't doing whatever I thought they were going to do. I don't know what I'm doing with them, but I am going to continue to doodle little things because in Harrow the Ninth, there's even more Lovecraftian, out there fucking monsters that I like drawing, and there's also a really funny scene with Ortis, Harrow, and an umbrella, which I think would be fun. A little bit like a My Neighbor Totoro type thing. Gideon the Ninth, I finished it, and I took a couple of notes so that I can remember what to actually fucking say, because I keep forgetting, and I just mumble good book, funny book. Gideon the Ninth is basically one big trial to become double Necro Supreme and become best pals with God, and it follows two people who hate each other's guts. Enemies to lovers, more like kind of reluctant servants to lovers, but not quite lovers, but very close, implications. And there's a really touching scene with a swimming pool and some skeletons. My rereads are 80% audiobook, so it's Moira Quirk that does them on Audible. Absolutely fucking amazing. 10 out of 10. Does the voices and everything. Can't rate her highly enough, and I think I'm going to continue to listen to it through the audiobook because I need to do other stuff while I do things. I can't just sit and do nothing, and I've gone out of focus. So Harrow the Ninth basically picks up from the end of Gideon the Ninth, as a trilogy is wont to do. It tends to it goes in order, but it does a weird retelling of parts of the first one, along with Harrow just gradually getting fucking more and more insane. It fits together really well, and the second one has a lot of the world building and the lore and the wider universe. I'm really looking forward to the third one because the benefit of reading Gideon the Ninth again is that I understand Harrow the Ninth more. So it's day 11, and I think I'm on chapter 31 of Harrow the Ninth. So I'm making good progress. I'm going to get all these done. And the boys in the background, taking them to the vets earlier today. Got their jabs, did little hisses. Okay, so I've finished Harrow the Ninth. Now I'm on to Nona the Ninth. It continues, and it is now definitely firmly my favourite series because I can reread it all, knowing what happens, and you see all the bits and pieces falling into place. Isn't that right, Momo? Okay, so I've finished Gideon, Harrow, and Nona the Ninth. It is the 21st today, day after the all-night readathon. I'm heating myself up my leftover calzone for breakfast, and I've started making a dent into Babel. The rereads for the Lockdown series, it was fucking amazing. It's now, I'm going to put it back up. I don't know, I'm trying to think, does it displace Red Rising? Red Rising's my Star Wars. It's it's a proper
long fucking thing, but I think it's better because I think I like humour. I value it. And the end of Nona is really sad because obviously, like, mustache rides should be free. But we'll have to wait and see what happens in Electo. And I just love the fact that it gives you so much of the world like built into it. You have to like sit and like after every chapter. This is like not everyone will like this, but like after every chapter, I kind of sit there and think, all right, I wish I had like a big fucking investigation wall with like red string that I could like put things together. Yeah, honestly, perfect. Fucking 10 out of 10. So I started Babel, and without any spoilers, I like that it's set in an alternative 18-something, 1830s, 1840s England, and I also like that Archon hasn't shied away from the fact that it's like quaintly racist like throughout the whole thing, and it has like a lot of good little bits where it like gives you info on like how words are or why words are the way they are, like what makes them up. But what I keep missing is there's what are they called? There's like the things at the bottom of the pages, like footnotes, I guess, kind of like there's asterisks next to some words, but they've got a habit of putting the asterisks next to like the end of a word, but it's also like next to a bracket or it's next to like an inverted comma, and I keep missing them. So I'm enjoying it so far. I'm on like page 50, and I'm going to see how much I can get done before 2 p.m. when All Nighter ends.
I have DNF'd Babel. I really wanted to like it, and I think people will like it if you've ever enjoyed reading like a academic report or dissertation. There's a lot of really interesting things in it. It is interesting, but nothing fucking happens. I got to page 258 where something starts happening, and it's really interesting for 3 pages. And then I DNF'd at 295. Really well written, and I wanted to like it, and it was okay, but I'm going to do something else with my time. Yeah. Okay, I'm very sleepy, but I'm doing a recap of where I'm at. So there are books that I have tastefully scattered about the fucking floor. Momo, get on. They're very good books. I then picked up Babel. I slogged through 295 pages out of the what? How many? It's 546. Oh, the indie bits. The indie bits are really good. Down. And back. 295 pages of it's kind of boring, nothing happens, great world building, lots of really important messages about race from the 1800s that are still applicable today. Really great point of view from Robin's perspective, but nothing happens. I wanted to like it so much. But then at like page like 300, someone fucking explodes. So it gets better. Please. Where are you hiding? What do you... Boys. Those ones. That's 3 books. Then we have Day Trooper by Fabio Moon and Gabriel Ba. And I picked this one for Q in Restoration as a book by a Brazilian author. And the artwork is fucking stunning. And the stories are really poignant and lovely and sad and perfect. And it's great. So this leaves me with one final book. And today is... What day is today? 24th? 24th. So I've not got much time left. And I have 2 prompts to cover with this one book, so I've got an idea. So I'm recording this after the 5 million reveal so that I can speak my truth and not by Gintara for what I feel about Babel. Because I'm really enjoying the book. I'm on page 388. I stopped at 295. And an important thing that people need to know about this book is there's no banging in it. There's no banging in it. I'm holding out, like, there's a tiny sliver of me where I'm like, Robin and Rami would make a good pair here, but that's not going to happen. It's the 1800s in this, and there's only the faintest hint of like homoeroticism between them. It's not strong enough. It should be stronger. What was it I said, babe? Like, no students that are like together in close quarters who have seen like the first true human contact where they're seen as like, being human beings and they're that close with each other, and there's no hand stuff. Nothing at all. There's not even like someone like there's no first. There's no. There's no furtive glances.
I am going to give you From Blood and Ash.
From Blood and Ass. I still need to read Fourth Wang as well. They fuck the dragons in that, right? They do, right?
No.
No. But yes, the book gets very good after 300 pages. It is worth it. It's very well written, except for maybe all the footnotes. I love me a footnote, but these ones are like hidden. Like I have to go back and read everything twice to work out that I've missed a footnote. So I get to the bottom of the page and I'm like, oh cool, more reading. which is maybe why the first 300 pages feels much longer.
The end of the readathon is approaching. I have to squeeze one book into two. I need water on the cover and I need sun on the cover, and I don't have any that fit that I want, so...
My idea. Book. So there's a little bit of water on the cover now, I think. I realised that I left this. Seven AM G. Living my life. Yep. That's rude. So I have transmuted two prompts into one. Wet book in the sun, water in the cover, sun on the cover. Alchemy has rules, but it's not a rule unless you can break it, otherwise it's just oppression. So that is that one done. Okay, so I have written down a little overview of the books that I have read. I've given them sort of ratings. I went through Compile a bit, but I didn't fill in the sheets, so it's just a vibe, really. So for the Locked series, the notes I've given myself are: there are amazingly distinct characters, there's a unique atmosphere and setting, the writing style is solid and focuses on, like, really fucking funny dialogue. The plot is solid. Gideon and Harrow have, like, it's like quite clear and distinct. Nona's a bit of like a diversion from that. It goes into more of a slice of life in like the wider political setting of the universe that Townsend's made, and it's just very different. It's like being in like an oppressed military regime with a character that is very different. Apparently, she was meant to do Electo at that point, but decided Nona comes first. Whereas the plot in Harrow is a bit more, I want to say straightforward. I can't say straightforward because it's like the most unreliable narrator possible, and you spend the whole book just getting info on how the world came to be the way it is in that story. It is, for intrigue, an absolute 10. I literally want to know more every turn. I wanted to like make use of the corkboard Gintar's got up there and just put a bunch of fucking stuff on there. But because I'm lazy and never follow through with anything, I didn't. My notes, I have no idea where they are now. They could be in the bin. I did some doodles. I don't have the doodles. I've lost the doodles. The logic is a 6 because the magic system is really interesting and they do a good job of like trying to explain it sort of like semi-academically, but it falls into that trap of like the magic system does what it needs to do for the plot, and you can never really say whether it can do something or can't do something. And quite often, like, the rules just get broken to like further things. Enjoyment 10 out of 10 because I love humor. I love high stakes, particularly when it comes to inter-character relationships. So there's like high like world stakes, but there's also like a lot of personal stakes. And like Nona's great in a very different way to Gideon the Ninth and Harrow the Ninth, but you might not like it if you don't like sort of contemporary sci-fi because it adds in a lot of like, it's very different. Like the first two books are, the first one's like really fantasy, then it gets kind of sci-fi, and then it gets kind of contemporary. But there's not really time skips. Nona the Ninth is like a 450-page interlude between the events at the end of Harrow the Ninth and presumably what's going to be coming in Electo. So Tamsin's absolute genius, needs to get writing, need that out there. And Moira Quirk is one of my all-time favourite audiobook narrators and just brings them all to life with the voice acting and everything. So if you like your humour, get your kicks from unhinged like Instagram and Tumblr posts, then this is that book. This is like, it's millennial writing. For Babel, the way I've summarised it is it's a reminder that hard work and study pays off. 295 pages of hard work and study you've got to slog through before you start getting to the payoff. This is a 546-page book that only really starts getting exciting halfway through. So I tried to DNF it twice, and then someone, thankfully, convinced me to keep going, and I've really enjoyed it. I've given it a solid 4. The Locked In is 5, but Babel is a 4. I cannot, in good conscience, give it a 5 because the pacing for the first half is terrible. Rebecca Kwang is a like literary artist. Like, it's one of the best written linguistically books that I've ever read. And the characters are so real and the stories in it are so important and just well communicated. It might translate better in an audiobook form. And ironically, and probably kind of sacrilegiously, I would enjoy an abridged version of Babel where someone just guts out chunks of the beginning. Because I literally felt like I mean, it's maybe great that I literally felt like a scholar slaving away at this text to get to the good bits. And when it gets to the good bits, they are fucking phenomenal. But it's so dry for the first half, and there's no humour really in it. What I was saying during one of the live streams was you've got 4 students in a little cohort at a university, and there's other students, and it's the first time like around people that just kind of get them. No romance, no hint of anything. Like, it's all fucking purely platonic, and it's great, and it works in the story. But come on. So yeah, can't in good conscience give it more than a 4. Day Tripper. So Fabio and Gabrielle are absolute fucking storytellers. Like, it is supreme. Like, the art is amazing. I don't normally like contemporary things, but it's like, I guess like the art makes a kind of fantasy spin. I don't know, maybe I'm just fucking basic that way. But it's great. Perfect expression of like life in the context of death. Like, I sound like I'm writing an English paper when I say this, but it is just like all the beautiful things out of just the mundane relationships between people and their families. And honestly, 8 out of 10. Sorry, 8 out of 10? 5 out of 5. 10 out of 10. Perfect. Tugged at my heartstrings, couldn't put it down, went through all 250 pages in one evening. And no notes. It's good. Read it. Delicious in Dungeon, the book that I have so barbarically drowned in the sink and then put out in the sun. I've seen all the Netflix episodes, and it is like a pretty faithful adaptation. I tried to get G to continue reading it. Not reading it. G read it. I tried to get it to continue the Netflix series, but it got kind of dull at points before they encounter some stuff. And I can see why, because it is like the same old. It's like find an animal, cook it, kill it, eat it. But from like a fantasy side. So like, I love fantasy concepts. I love just like character design, monster design. And apparently I love like the cooking options that you could come up with for different creatures. Like, it's got all the old school fantasy tropes, but it's like a culinary twist and just great. I'm not normally a fan. I say not normally a fan of anime. There's plenty of animes that I like. I only found out afterwards. Author, creator, Ryoko is a woman, which makes much more sense because mostly these things are like marketed towards like young men, like the shonen stuff. And there's almost always fan service, but in this one, there is nothing at all like that. That's the one thing that's like my ick for like anime or manga, is when they have like fucking, like for some like inexplicable panty shots, or like a character saying, "Oh my god, my boobs are out, oh no, they fell." It's always women as well. It's never like, there's never any male fan servicing it. Like, the artwork that Ryoko does for this, the depiction of all the vegetables and meat and stuff. I've seen how she draws an oiled up chicken breast. Those powers could be used for evil, but they are not. Everything is solid throughout the book. Characters, atmosphere, everything. The plot is a wee bit dry. The plot is a little bit undercooked. So I'm giving that 4 stars. And I think this is the first time since maybe the first year of doing the readathon that my character, Jacques, has completed everything. I did it all properly. Like, that's definitely allowed. Drowning a book and drying it out, that works fine. If I say that enough, then it'll manifest. So this has been my reading journey, and this is probably the most normal clips that Gintaro will get to edit. So I need to do this just to make it less normal. I had to be like this and be like books.